How will taxes be different in 2021? As you know, 2020 was a crazy, crazy year, and things were just crazy for everyone. Money changed, lifestyles changed, all of that changed, and guess what? Taxes are changing in 2021. Now, some things are staying the same with taxes, but there are some changes that you need to be aware of as you file your tax return for 2021. I have some resources in the description and pinned comments, so definitely check that out because it is very important that you're well informed with your taxes, and then also some places that you can file your taxes as well for free or for a discounted rate. So definitely check out the description box and pinned comment for those resources. Now, the number one question that I get asked is stimulus checks. Am I being taxed on stimulus checks? How does that work? What's going on? I got people texting me even when it happened saying, should I cash this? What's going on? Yes, the stimulus checks, we all know they were legit, and you do not have to pay taxes on stimulus checks, which is awesome. So no taxes are being paid. It is not counting as income. It is simply a gift from the government, so no taxes will be paid on your stimulus check. Now, if you were laid off or received a financial hardship and you had to pull out money from your 401k or your IRA, do you have to pay taxes on that? How does that work? Well, yes and no. So yes, you do have to pay taxes on it, but part of the CARES Act was that you don't have to pay the 10% penalty of it. Typically, if you pull out money early from your 401k or IRA, there's a 10% penalty that you have to pay. They waived that penalty, but you do have to pay taxes on that money that you withdraw. So you could have withdrawn up to $100,000. So if you withdraw $50,000 or however much it was from your 401k or your IRA, you will have to pay taxes on it, and you have to be careful that it could put you in a higher tax bracket. So it is going to be counted as income. So like I said, if you took out $50K and say you already made $50K, then it would say your income is $100,000. So that may put you into a higher tax bracket. So be aware of that. If you decided to pick up a side hustle or a side job during the pandemic, do you have to pay taxes on that income? Say you did DoorDash, say you started a YouTube channel or started selling downloads on Etsy. Do you have to pay taxes on those? Yes. Yes, you have to pay taxes on those if you made over $400. So definitely make sure that you have kept money aside for that because you're going to have to pay up to 15% of taxes because it's classified as self-employed taxes. Typically, with your W-2 job, your job pays half your taxes and you pay half of your taxes. But as a self-employed, you have to pay the full 15%. So I personally recommend setting aside 20 to 30% aside for taxes just to cover all the bases so that you don't have to worry about that. And if you owe more than $1,000 in taxes, you will have to pay a fine for that. A lot of times what your CPA will say is, oh, you owed over $1,000. It's kind of like paying interest. So it's just this little fine. It's no big deal. But yes, it is a big deal. You don't want to have to pay taxes plus fees on top of that. So make sure you stay on top of it and consider paying quarterly taxes so that you don't have to pay that fine if it's over $1,000. Now, if you're wanting to start a side hustle, I have a course that teaches you how to have a dream of a side hustle or starting a business, starting an online business where you can become a freelance writer or a YouTuber or a blogger or make digital downloads for passive income, whatever it may be. I have a full course that goes through all of that and how to make it profitable. I show you how I make over $5,000 a month in my business, what I've done, the steps that I've taken, the things that I did wrong so you don't have to go through them, how to create systems within your business, how to generate more income, different sales strategies, all of that in the course. So definitely check it out. And if you use code YouTube, you get $15 off. Next is unemployment. So yes, you do have to pay taxes on unemployment income that you received. When you sign up for unemployment, there was two different options. You can have taxes withheld automatically, or you can say, I want to pay them at the end of the year. So make sure that you look at your forms and figure out which one you selected, because if they were not automatically withdrawn, you will have to pay taxes on that income. So you want to make sure that you have that, and hopefully you are setting money aside to pay for the taxes. Like I said earlier, if it's over $1,000, you will have to pay fees for that. Another big question that I get is, now that I am working from home, now that I'm working remote, does that mean I can write off my home office? Because I'm working from home, it's an office, I can write that off. Well, not so much. In the Tax Cuts and Job Act, that's a tongue twister, they took away miscellaneous deductions in exchange for a higher standard deduction. So you're going to be getting a higher standard deduction. So they took away those miscellaneous tax write-offs, like a home office, like travel for to and from your home, different things like that. But if you are a small business owner, like if you're doing a serious side hustle, like in my course, Dreamer to Profitable, then you can write off a home office. But as a standard W-2 employee, you cannot write off your home office, unfortunately. If you had to make purchases for your home office, like new monitors or mouse or keyboard or whatever it may be, reach out to your employer, see if they can reimburse you for that. But unfortunately, you cannot write those items off on your taxes. Next question is, what do I do if I relocated for work? So if you work for the same company and you move to a different state than your company headquarters is, sometimes you may actually have to pay taxes in both states. You may have to pay them where you're residing and then also where the company is held. Now, there are some agreements in place that for most states where you don't have to pay double taxes, but some states you do. So definitely look into that. If you're working in a different state than you're living, definitely look into that because that could make you pay double taxes, which you obviously don't want to do. But if you do live in those states, then that is something that you do have to pay. If you're wanting to increase your income and have some side hustles that you can do right from home, right from your couch, check out this video here. And if you want to get your finances organized for the new year, get your money all organized and ready to go, check out this video here.